Oops, I hit the wrong button. My bad. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. But yo, welcome, welcome, and welcome, welcome again, and welcome one more time to the Check In, the show that talks about all things mental health from a male's point of view. I am your host, Mr. Frederick Beatty. I appreciate you guys hanging in with me tonight, man. Taking the time out of a Monday evening to hang out with us, man. I am appreciative of that. So thank you very much for hanging out with me and really just you know just being here, man. So as I always like to say, man, we appreciate your listenership and your viewership. It means a lot to us. It really does mean a lot to us. We are grateful. We are grateful. We are grateful. We're grateful. And for those of you who are just now tuning in and just now learning about who we are Trailblazers Radio. We are a unique podcast platform that talks about a myriad of subjects and talks to a myriad of people. We tell it like it is, period, and we are not afraid to open and walk through a closeted door. We try to be truthful here. We speak. We not only do we try to speak the truth, we also speak our truth, whether it's through our experiences or through the shows that we do and or whatnot. And we have, like I said, we talk to a myriad of people, but we also talk about a myriad of things. And we have great hosts that are on this channel, that are on this platform, such as myself, such as Kai Rodriguez, Tony Wade, and Latanya Harris Good, who is my guest tonight. And I'm going to bring her up here in just a second. But look, y'all, we're pretty much on you. We're pretty much on social media, on YouTube. We're on Facebook. We're on Instagram. We also have a Twitch channel. Um we also have a website, www.trailblazersradio.com. Check out their website. It's got a lot of things that you could lot of information there, a lot of bios on all the hosts, and we got a lot of great information there. Look, y'all, I just want you guys to just know that when you follow up, by following us, you guys you're tuning into a great platform. That's we're talking about great things, and we plan on doing great things for this year, 2024. Man, this is the first check-in show of 2024, and man, I got a great one for you guys tonight, man. So without any further delay, man, let's without any further delay, man, let's get right into it. But also, let me bring up my guest for the night, man. My sister, Miss LHG, is in the building, y'all. Hey, hey, hey.
Hey, everybody.
What's going on?
All right. I'm excited. The first check in of 2024.
Ooh,
And
girl.
let's say that I am proud of you for bringing this initiative into this new year. I will suggest to the brothers out there to please follow Man Cave Conversations. That is the platform where Mr. Beatty has set up for your safe space where you can discuss things amongst other brothers with no judgment in an area where, it's just y'all. Sometimes with us women, I could be honest about it, we kind of convolute and taint certain conversations and tend to pull them a different way. And you
Right.
deserve a place where you can just be you. Let your hair down, take your toupee off, whatever it is you need to do. And just, be free. And that in turn, not to be selfish, but a better you means a better you in your relationships, a better you in your children relationships, a better you in your marriages, a better you in at work. It really is a win-win, but it's for you first. And I never want men to think this is for a woman. I think you should always do your check-ins and do your own self-assessment for you first. Yeah.
Hey, I could have said that. Could said that no better than that right there. I appreciate that, sis. I really do. I really, really appreciate that. You
This
know,
is good stuff. I have seen over the last year, I've seen you discuss topics that I knew were sensitive, not as comfortable as other topics may be, but I also see where it's allowed you to open up and draw from your own strength that you maybe didn't even know you had in that area. I always say confession breeds healing. If you want to get healed, start confessing, start telling your story, start giving your life a voice and your story a voice. That's
Ooh,
a gateway to healing. And if you're dealing with somebody who don't want you to talk about your story, um, to the left, to the left. I mean, this particular season of my life, I make no apologies for what I confess. None.
Exactly.
None.
Exactly. Exactly.
None.
And I hear you on that one. I do. I really, really do. But yeah, let's get into this thing, man. So
Yes.
tonight's topic, as you guys may have seen on the top of the show, man, it's called value and values.
Mm,
Two totally different things.
okay.
But I want to discuss both of them if we have time to do both of them tonight. But most definitely want to talk about value. So
Value. Mm,
one of the things that I want to kind of want to put out here is that, gentlemen, we have to understand what our value is.
yes.
We have to understand what our value is, because when we don't understand what our value is, we'll always be whatever. We'll always be valued as one thing to somebody, or nothing to somebody. So
Mm,
understand that your value is important. Understand that your value has meaning. Understand that your value has purpose. And trust me, those things I'm going to most definitely get into those things. But before we do that, I want to give the the Merriam-Webster dictionary definition of what value is. This is a noun, y'all. So the definition is the regard that something is held to the regard that something is held to desert or hold up. The regard that something is held to, that is something that is held to deserves the importance, worth, or usefulness of something or someone.
wow.
This now remember, this is a noun. This is a noun.
Mm-hmm.
So basically, it describes person, place, or thing. It also it names that. Also, think about the last part of that definition:
Okay.
the importance, worth, or usefulness of something or someone.
Mm,
We all have value as human beings. Wom-
yes.
Women have value, children have value, men have value. Lately, however, that is something that's been looked at that has been devalued. And again, I'll get into that. I'll get into that shortly.
Okay.
But there are some things that I want to. There's some things that I want to impart on us as brothers, so that way we can understand what this is, how it's important to us, and why it should always remain important to us. I got over 2 pages worth of notes and thoughts and things of that nature, and
Ooh,
we go.
I got my water.
We gonna try to get through as much of this as I possibly can. If I can, we most definitely gonna do a part two. If we can get through, if we can't get through all the things that I talked about as far as value is concerned, most definitely gonna do a part two to talk about values. But
Mm-hmm.
but I believe the value thing is important,
Okay.
because there are a lot of social media personalities out there. There are a lot of people that are out there on this little thing called social media,
Mm-hmm.
that are stating that there are some of these social media folks that say that a man doesn't have value.
Who said that?
Or look here, it's one of the videos that you showed me, and I
Yeah.
looked at it and I broke it down. I'm like, you know what? Yeah, she on some ridiculous stuff right now. However, we and you are gonna talk about we and you are gonna have a discussion about that. We gonna talk about that video in depth. Trust me.
Mm-hmm.
But there are some social media outlets out there that say that men only have one value, one or two value. One or men have men have one value, or
Mm-hmm.
they only have one importance,
Which is
monetary.
wow.
So I'm here to debunk all of that, because contrary to popular belief, there's more to us than what is than what is readily seen, or what
Absolutely.
is automatic, what you think is seen. So the first thing I want to say, or look, say, I want to put this out. I want to put this disclaimer out here. Look, I am not a mental health professional. I am not a clinical psychologist or anything of that nature. I am just a guy with hosted a myriad of experiences, and I try to use my experiences to speak to other men in the hopes that what they can learn from my experiences can help propel them forward or help them get to a point of healing and rehabilitation. So I do not claim to be any type of mental health professional. I am not that. I don't have any PhDs or any of that type of stuff. I don't got it.
Not yet.
Not yet. But might be working towards it.
Come on.
But first thing I want to say is this.
Mhm.
Hit it number one, y'all.
Okay, let's go.
How you are valued looks different to you than it does to other people.
Ooh, that's good.
When you look at yourself and you put a value, put a nice value on yourself, that is how you view yourself. That is the view that you put on yourself. What other people look at, how other people look at you as far as value, as how they value you, or how the world values you, is
Mhm.
that's totally different. And people are entitled to their opinions.
True.
People are entitled to their opinions. They can say whatever they want. It In some cases, well, I won't say in some cases, in all cases, it shouldn't affect your bottom line. However, comma, because a lot of us as men, and I will throw myself in all of this that I'm talking about, because a lot of us as men have not looked at ourselves and have not always looked at ourselves in a positive light, have not
Mm.
always seen ourselves as or maybe a bastion of hope for somebody, or maybe we've lost hope in ourselves, or we lost hope in life, or we lost hope in people and or things or whatever. We don't we don't value ourselves like that. We look at ourselves as less than. We look at
Mm.
ourselves as guys who don't deserve. We look at ourselves as men that are not useful, men that are not important. We don't look at ourselves as we don't look at
Mm.
ourselves as someone who is in high regard. And if you notice,
Mhm.
all those words I use were actually the definition of value. We don't look at ourselves as useful. We don't look at ourselves as useful because we don't look at ourselves as useful because of our failings. We don't look at ourselves
Ooh.
as deserving because of our because of our bad choices.
Mm.
We don't look at ourselves as important because of maybe our outside appearance,
Mm.
or or even maybe yet the all the trauma and the pain that we've endured
Okay.
in our lives. How we look at ourselves, how we value ourselves is completely different than what someone else someone else values you. And there's also there's a sister point to this as well. And hopefully I'll get to it. So there's a sister point to this particular point. But when when we look at ourselves, we have to
Mhm.
ask ourselves, what value do I have as a man?
Wow.
What is it that I can give? What is it that I can give, or what is it that I can supply? Outside of pretty much the things that are quote unquote required.
Mhm.
What is it that I can impart
Mm.
to someone? What is it that I can impart to my son? What is it that I can impart to my daughter? What is it that I can impart to my granddaughter, my sister, my brother, my nephews, my my mom or my father? Because just because I'm their mother or their son doesn't mean I can't impart anything to them.
Mhm.
Doesn't mean I can't say something, can't speak words of encouragement to them, or can't speak life into them, because you being able to speak life into somebody or talking somebody down from a ledge has value, because
Indeed.
now you've able to talk somebody from a dangerous place or
So
dangerous.
may I ask a question?
Yes, ma'am.
Who is responsible for instilling into a man that they have value? Who is that person from birth?
It starts with the parents, the mother, and it starts with the parents, the mother and the father.
Okay.
It starts with both parents. The
Okay.
mother and the father are the ones that instill those things into the child. Um, the mother instills her value into him. The
Mhm.
father instills his value into him. Matter of fact, the father should be instilling a little bit more
Okay.
into him.
Okay.
And then experiences also instill value as well, because experiences are valuable lessons that we all learn and that we as being learned. But it is the parent, it is the mother and the father's responsibility to do that,
Okay.
to give value, to impart value, to say, to be the positive influencer, the positive force to that mother, to that son,
Okay.
because they're going to be the first ones that's going to teach them what their value is. And but also it could also have kind of have it could also backfire in a way, because if the son sees his father being devalued, then that's gonna be his takeaway. Hey Simone, how's it going, sweetie?
Hey, Simone.
So if the son sees his father being devalued and demeaned and things and denigrated, then that's gonna be what he sees, and that possibly could be what he expect what that son expects.
Wow. Wow.
So it
Can
is,
a father do that if he is not in the home physically?
yeah. Why would he not be able to, if he's not in the home physically, and he's in constant contact with his child?
Okay, constant contact with his child. In
Yeah,
other words, not
it's
allowing the termination of a relationship
yeah.
to keep
That's
him from the child, and then that woman has a responsibility to make that child available to the dad.
Yeah, but that woman also has to understand that woman has to understand the value of having a father in the child's life, whether it's a mother or whether it's a son or a daughter.
Absolutely.
If you
Right.
it can be done outside of the home. Trust me. If as long as that father has constant contact with the child, you know, you can there you can teach a child. You don't have to be in physically in the home with the child to be able to teach a child values. If you're a father, you're in constant contact with your children, then it is it is possible. It is very much possible.
Okay.
The one thing I will say this, and I will continue to say this, that in most cases, most children that are raised in two-parent homes have a better grasp and understanding of certain aspects in life than parents raised in a single parent home. That's not to say that all single parent homes are dysfunctional and dysfunctional, because I know a lot of single mothers and single fathers who who operate
Okay.
of completely the opposite. And they've raised their kid, they raised their children, they raised their sons and daughters to be upstanding people. So for that, and I won't say that, I'm not gonna say that two parents is a two parent having two parents in the home is always advantageous for a child
Right.
in the home physically. But also, if you have two parents that are not in the home and
Mhm.
they have a beautiful co-parent relationship,
Okay.
then it is possible. It's almost like having two parents in the home anyway. Because
Right.
if you're like I said, I have my mom and my father were always in the house home with me. So I had no issue with that. So But also, but again, you look at it from both sides of the equation. If the mom and the father have a beautiful co-parent relationship, then of course
Right.
it'll happen. It'll be beautiful
But what
because
happens when that relationship is not beautiful because these two people decided to have sex and not think about the fact that there could be a child that comes out of this experience, although their focus was sexual gratification for the moment. Unprotected sex could lead to having a child. So now you have people who may or may not be prepared to instill anything to another live person.
true.
Now here we are.
Yeah, then I get the one of the things I'll say is that you should have thought about that before you decide to do it,
True,
because because choices have consequences.
true.
The choice of having sex or unprotected sex is a child.
You should think about that every time you do that. People think, "Oh, that won't happen to me." You can't say that unless you have
Nope.
been told that and documented medically that
Yeah,
you're unable to do that, then the chance is going to always be there. So here
right.
we are. Here's this child, and then I see this too often. All I need you to do is co-parent with me. Well, not unless you come back to me, or unless you marry me, or unless you these stipulations that come with all I'm asking you to do is to help me raise the
A child.
individual that we created. If we're not in a place to be in love and in a marriage and all that, then why push that?
That you're gonna have to buck up and take the responsibility, because now the responsibility is out there. You don't
Wow.
have to be in a relationship with the mom or the dad to have a relationship with the child.
Yes, but far too often the child ends up losing because this woman or man, whichever side is being unreasonable, feels like unless you come back to me in this capacity, it's normally the mama. Let's be honest. You can't see little Junebug because now you got her over there, and I'm mad and I'm jealous. So unless you come back to me, you can't see this child. It goes back to who we even choose to
As a
lay down
partner.
with, the people who we are choosing to partner with, and what reasons we're partnering with them for.
Yep, it
And
does.
if you have somebody in your world that just wants to have sex, then at least protect yourself. And I'm not perfect. My daughter is 20 and I only been married 5 years. The math tells you I ain't perfect. But what
Right.
I've learned is out of my choices that I could have thought about things differently. And
Yep.
no matter what, when that child is here, they got to be number one.
Yep.
And as a child, I wonder, parents, are you talking to that child about their value, especially young men?
Yep.
Because I can see in my head a little girl and a little boy being treated very differently. They're all back in my day, you're always taught to be so hard. This little boy then fell and broke his whole arm and he bleeding down the alleyway. Boy, get up, dry your face, put that arm and put it back in the socket.
Throw some dirt on it.
Come on, you all right. Be a man. Man up. Man up. I can't
I'm 10
stand
years old. I'm
right.
10 years old. I don't know what that means. I'm 5 years old. I don't know what that means. All I know is I've been paid.
Yes. So how is when parents do that, or when fathers or whoever does that to a young boy, it's almost as if you have to be invincible all of your life. You cannot cry. You cannot show that you have emotion. You have got to be a machine, little Junebug. Where is the value in that?
There
Who
isn't any.
values that child's emotions and feelings and voice? And then they take that into adulthood.
It did they destroy everybody that they come in contact with.
Wow. And you wonder why many of them, some of them, I can't say many, I don't know everybody, but some choose violence.
Yep.
Some
Or
choose gangs because the only people that valued them was the gang members.
yep. Or some of or they choose even worse route. They choose to not want to be on this plane of existence.
Wow.
But then we wonder why people wonder why some of us as men are maladjusted.
I wonder that, not just about men, but period. Why people are maladjusting. But since we're talking about me, I want to make this personal, brother. At what point in your life, go as far back as you can recollect, did you begin to feel value for yourself? And what did that look like?
Oh wow. Yeah, good question. I'll say this for the majority of my life. I'll say, this is just me being I'm since you got this is me being extremely transparent. This is me speaking on my life. I can't say anything about anybody else's. For the majority of my life, I walked around felt feeling like didn't have that
Mm, okay.
because because I thought that I was here because I was thought that I'm only here for this one purpose, and
Mm,
that's just to be um, a quote unquote provider or a protector,
mhm.
things of that nature, or a stepping stone for somebody else. So
And we
for a while,
use those words a lot, provider, protector.
yeah,
Those are words we lean on a lot when we talk about a man.
yep. And I walked around with none of that, for a while. I mean, the the years of 1997 and 1998 were the toughest years of my adult life, and that
Wow.
took away every bit of value that I thought I had
Wow.
because I committed a violent act against someone that I had cared about at the time,
Okay.
and was charged with a crime. You know,
Okay.
charged with the crime of spousal battery. Did
Okay.
did did actual time and did actual time for it.
Okay.
And then 1998, go to Washington to live with someone who I thought cared for me.
Mm,
It turned around. I was the one being emotionally and verbally abused, and then sometimes that turned physical.
mm.
That did take away my value.
Okay.
The little value that I had, the little value that I thought of myself having, it snatched that away. And then,
Okay.
it did being then living on, and then, having kids and trying to work those things out, but also
Mhm.
then being married for 13 years.
Okay.
For
Mhm.
a time with that, and this is not a knock on my ex-spouse. I won't not I will not I won't say anything, won't knock her, or not say anything
Mhm.
negative about it, about the experience. But there were times that I felt that I didn't have value only when it pertained to only to pertain when somebody needed something, somebody
Mm,
wanted something done, or if I did what I was asked did the things that I was asked to do.
that's a good point. Let's put a bookmark right there. I need to digest that. So at that point, you felt valued when you were needed and when you were able to deliver on a promise, or you were able to provide a certain thing or
Yep,
demonstrate something, then
yep,
that you drew value from that.
yep,
Okay. And that makes total sense.
yeah.
Wow.
But
Wow.
when you draw value from doing things for people, you don't have it. You don't have value in yourself.
Right. It can be superficial and
Yeah,
short-lived. Yeah.
very much so. And
Yeah.
going through that, and then losing a child,
Wow.
that really kind of took away a lot of things as far
Oh
as
my
the
god.
value that I had, because I thought my value as a father
Mm.
was already in the toilet.
Mhm.
Losing Kawanza felt like it was like somebody double flushed it, and I'm like, geez, well, what else could go there? What else could possibly happen?
Okay.
But coming back to Georgia in 2020,
Mhm.
3 years ago. Well, now, well, 3 years ago. It'll be
Yeah.
4 years in August of this year.
Mhm.
And then being where I am currently really kind of changed my mind about a lot of things. And it was a slow process with that, a
Okay.
very slow process.
What was your turning point when you felt like, okay, that happened. Now I'm moving into a different environment. What did that look like where you start to reach that point of I have got to turn inward and build value for myself that I feel, regardless of what I do or don't for someone, I got to build this for myself. What was that like?
Where my thought processes became destructive.
Wow.
When I thought more of I thought less of positive things and more of negative things.
Okay.
I looked more at the negative aspects of my life than I did the positive aspects.
Wow.
When when I didn't want to do anything to help to when I didn't want to do anything to help myself. And then
Mm,
it came to a point to where I had to help myself.
Jesus.
I won't even say I had to, I was forced to
Okay.
because of all the things that I went through, or because of all the upheaval of emotions that I had kept down and not really expressed them the way I needed to express them. It just came to a point where, I sat down with my mom and my younger brother, and I just talked. And I talked, and then
Mm,
the talking turned into tears, and then the tears would turn to crying, and then to understand that all the stuff I had held in,
mm.
and I ended up letting it out, and I felt this release.
Woo, come on here.
And to have my mother, my younger brother, but also to have people that care about me, that were with me throughout this journey, to say that, hey, look, it's okay. You're gonna have these bad days. You're gonna have these ridiculously messed up days,
Right.
but you're also gonna have good days.
Yes.
So you have to look at more to the good days and the bad days. You know,
Oh,
even though it's rainy and it's cloudy outside, trust me, the sun's gonna peek out of those clouds eventually. So
come
you look
on,
forward to
faith.
that.
You better speak that faith talk in here.
So you look towards that. And then I
Jesus.
realized, and then I realized that, okay, maybe maybe this life ain't so bad, or maybe what I'm going through ain't so bad, or it ain't so rough, and maybe it's not
Mm,
the doom and gloom that I make it out to be, or that I imagine it to be.
okay.
And maybe there is a silver. Maybe this
Okay.
cloud does have a silver lining. So the more I
Jesus.
thought to that, that's the more things I got a lot more confident, a lot more bolder. Still working on the confidence and the boldness, but that's a work in progress. But even being with people, hanging around like-minded people,
Ooh, come on, your community.
that didn't they didn't care about my social status or any of that stuff. They just wanted to be around me because they thought I was cool people.
Come on here.
And one of the biggest turning points, and I forgot which year it was. I don't know if it was 2021 or 2022, or some I forgot which year. I think it was 21. Um, Me and Monica went over a friend's house for 4th of July. As
Mhm.
everybody knows, July 4th was the day that my son was
Wow.
taken away from us.
Wow.
But I had a chance had a chance to talk to this guy, and we had such a beautiful conversation.
Mm,
And we talked about my son. He talked about his life. We both talked about our own lives, and then there was an understanding with that. And after we conversated, and we just kind of just like we both had our moments.
mhm.
And then we literally hugged it out as brothers, man. It's like, and that was a surreal moment for me
I
to
love that.
understand that. And it let me know that there are people that take value in your story, or take value in what you feel,
Ooh,
and they don't care. They don't care. They don't care about all that. They just want to be in the cut. They just want to be in your company.
Wow.
They just want to be around you because they know if they're around you, they it's always going to be a good vibe, a positive time. And me and this dude, I mean, even though me and him don't talk as much as I think that we should. I wish we're still friends on Facebook, but I know I need to talk. I need to call him and talk to him more. And and when I do talk to him, I will apologize. Say, hey man, I'm sorry for not reaching out to you, not talking to you. But in that moment, and we talked a couple of days after that. I said, dude, you have no idea what that moment meant for me. You have no idea what that whole moment meant for me and what
Wow.
value it brought to me, what it made me look at.
So let me check in with you and say this. Well, I'm taking notes as you talk. You're giving a lot of good nuggets. Simone said, "Preach." Let's catch up with these comments. She
Yep.
says, "Good always outweighs the bad." Absolutely,
Yes,
absolutely.
ma'am.
So what I'm hearing you saying is that having someone to talk to, even as a man, having someone to have this interaction with, knowing that people find value in your story. Normally, it's the woman out here telling her story from the mountaintops. This
Yep.
happened to me. This is my life. It's normally us. But to hear that a man is willing to do that, has identified key people along his journey, I call those divine connections,
Very much so.
where that it was meant for you to be in that place, in that space at that time to release that.
Yep.
'Cause it sounds like you release some things,
Yep.
which to me gives God more room to put in you the better stuff. When
Yep.
stuff happens to us as children, as young adults, as adolescents, as grown people, as seniors, whatever, when we bottle that up inside, I don't think that the human mind was designed to process blow after blow without a cool down period.
Nope.
I'm not a mental health specialist. I'm
Me
what
neither.
goes on in my brain and the breakdowns I've had. I just
Right.
we seem to overload the human mind. And if you are not combining the clinical and the spiritual to say, I'm gonna say it, therapy and Jesus is biggie size, you know me.
Yeah,
But if
buddy.
you're not combining those two, powerful things that you need to process trauma. Adulting, period, can be
Yeah,
traumatic.
yeah. Very much
Uh-huh.
so.
Yeah. Just plain old adulting
Adulting.
can be heavy. But let me
Very
tell you,
heavy.
when you say the word value, this is what I wrote. This is what I wrote down. And it may not make sense, but I'm just gonna talk it out.
Talk it
Simone
out.
says divine connection indeed.
Very
When
much
I
so,
wrote down
sweetheart.
the word value, I wrote down valiant you. The valiant you. Valiant means possessing or showing courage or determination, bravery and boldness. The valiant you.
Yes.
The, the,
Yes.
the brother who has overcome many obstacles, that has decided that I am now going to stand flat footed in my truth and speak the valiant you.
Yep.
I don't
Yeah.
think as sisters or as society that we give honor to the valiant man,
Nope.
the brave and bold man that just is bold enough to stand up and say, I'm a black man in a world that don't even like me and thinks that I am some threat, that clutches their purse every time they see me and locks their car door when I'm walking up, just walking past, trying to get to the corner store, ain't thinking about you.
But riddle me this, sis. What do you think a black woman would look at a black man differently if they saw that?
If they saw what?
The valiant part
Look,
of the
they
value.
would look at totally different. First of all, a lot of women have daddy issues. So that position where dad was supposed to be that male figure to show, okay, I want to see how a man should be valued. So let me see, and let me just be very, very transparent as well. I grew up in a home where my stepdad was not valued, at least not outwardly. I saw, and no
Probably not
shade,
inwardly either.
no shade to my mom. I love my mom, but and everybody who knows my mom and has been around our family knows that was a very interesting dynamic. There was this level of control. Go sit down. Go change clothes. That shirt dirty. Put something else on. And so in your lifetime, when that's all you see, the 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 female figures in my life had the upper hand and were very vocal in how they talk to their husbands, good, bad, or indifferent.
Yep.
So, now in some ways, I saw value from my aunt because my aunt, no matter how things were going, she always made sure my uncle had a home cooked meal. She did love him dearly outwardly. So I saw a little bit of both.
Right.
But when you are in a household where it's as if you're taught to, you don't really need him. If you want a husband, fine, but you really don't need him. So make sure you remind him that you don't need him. Make sure you remind him that you could really do better by yourself. Make sure you remind him that he really has no say.
But you know what? That's the mindset that has
Wow.
been instilled in a lot of women. Not
I do
all.
too,
I'll say
Simone.
not all, but some, because that's
Daddy
the
issues.
mindset. That's the
I have them too, Simone. Many of us have father and daddy issues. And if we're not careful, they trickle over into our romantic relationships if we're not careful.
they
So
they
much that people say we look to people to date people that look like our fathers. And most of the men that I have dated in my life are dark skinned, may have been a little chunky because my daddy was a bigger guy. So subconsciously, it's like as a woman, we're looking for that. But to answer your question, brother, I want us as women to see the value in a brother, but I also want the brothers to see value in themselves because once you all value you, you won't choose the female that doesn't value you.
You know what? That goes into my second point. We segue right into it. The first person that should value you is you.
Come on here.
Everybody else is irrelevant. The first person that should always value you is you. If you don't place a high value on yourself, nobody else will because they're not gonna see because they ain't gonna see it.
Ooh,
If you don't
talk
place a
about
value
it,
or if you don't say that I am valuable, ain't nobody you
man.
got it. This is not this is not arrogance. This is not arrogance. This is boldly saying that I am
Man,
valuable. If you
wow,
look, and I'm telling y'all from firsthand experience, and me and sis just talked about this.
wow.
I had for a long time I had no value. I had no value in myself. I didn't place myself in high enough value
Mm,
because I only thought I was good for this, that, and the third.
mm,
You
mm.
got brothers, you gotta think that you're way better than just this, that, and the third. And again, it's not arrogance.
Wow.
It's confidence.
Come on.
Saying you're telling yourself that you're valuable speaks confidence. You can't walk around saying we can't walk around saying that you can't say that I'm valuable, but then you don't exude the part.
That's right. And that's what we tend to do. We talk the talk and we don't always walk the walk.
But you gotta you gotta walk it. You gotta if you go talk it, you may as well you better walk, you better be able to walk it too.
Let's
That's
go back to Simone's comment because this is serious. She
right.
says, "Oh yes, this is why I feel I am not ready for a relationship." Simone, we're gonna have to dive deeper into that
Yes, we are.
because the fact that you said that you identified that you have some issues in terms of daddy, and you are correct in saying that that could definitely be a contributing factor to why you feel you're not ready, but I don't want that to stop you either.
Nope.
So that means we got to figure out between the spiritual and clinical aspects of this. How do you overcome those issues and move forward in your adult life and be able to have a relationship and be loved and love someone? Because
Yes.
the issue is what it is. Whatever happened in your past, my parents were divorced when I was 3. My mother's second husband was sexually abusive. My mother's final and bestest husband passed away in 2015.
He said
So
bestest.
that's he was I didn't realize he was the best at first, but he loved me as his own.
Right.
So I've had some different experiences, good and bad,
Right.
that have attached themselves to me, that have followed me into every relationship
Exactly.
and even into
Exactly.
my marriage. But once you recognize that, that's the reason why therapy and prayer and a good, community is so important. We can overcome the sting of that.
Yep. Got
We
to.
can. We can. And you will. I don't want that to be a barrier.
No. I don't want it to be a barrier either. I
Mm-mm,
mean, but
mm-mm.
just like you said, you gotta dive more to the spiritual and the
And the
mental,
clinical, both
the
of them.
spiritual, clinical, and the emotional and physical aspect of that
Yes.
as to what's going on. I, and And I think if you look the spirituals that when you put trust and faith in God, the spiritual side is pretty much gonna take care of itself.
Mhm.
It's the clinical and the emotional and the physical aspects that we as human beings wrestle with.
Right? And that comes
Because
from the negative thought of, "Why do you need therapy?" Because we
exactly.
ain't made it to the gate yet. Because
Look.
things have happened that we need help processing, and you can't pray everything away. Some things you
No.
gotta talk through
Oh
and
no.
get some tools and tips. Yeah.
You can't say that I'm feeling down and bad and then somebody decide they want to lay hands on you. That ain't good. That's not
No.
go. That ain't gonna work.
So
That ain't good.
this second tenet, the first person that should value you is you. So, do you feel that once you have established a certain level of value for you, about you, it changes your choices in who you date?
It should change your choices in every of like how you approach certain things, approach your life. But
Mm,
it goes beyond just
okay,
the dating part of it. It changes your choices in how you approach your life.
okay.
When you value yourself, you're gonna want more for yourself. You're gonna be a lot more bolder in the things that you do. But not also bolder, but
Mm,
also you're gonna be a lot more, you're gonna have a lot more thought processes about how you approach things. A lot more not tentative, but you're gonna be more thoughtful in how you look at things and how you analyze and
intentional,
approach things. Yeah, more intentional how
more
you do things.
even when it comes to employment,
Yeah.
even when it comes to what church you join, even when it
Yep.
comes to a ministry you join. When you find value in yourself, I think you won't just jump into any and everything as
Yeah.
if you don't have options. Hey, Tracy Curry. Hi, y'all. Wow.
Ask you. When you come to and brothers, I'm gonna ask y'all this. Do you value yourself more than do you place a high value on yourself? Or has someone instilled or has someone try to think the best way to say this. Do you place a high value on yourself or has someone placed a high value on you?
Mm.
Is that value that you place on yourself? Is that generated by you or is it something that was generated by somebody else?
Or could it be both?
Could be both. But if it's generated by somebody else, it has it has the propensity to be replaceable
Mm.
because value is something that in theory fluctuates over time. But to me it's not replaceable. But the way that people look at it they look at it as something that is replaceable. Well, if you don't bring this, bring this type of value to me in this particular aspect of time, then I'm gonna replace you with somebody else.
Mm, okay. Okay.
But that's how I look at that.
But
You
I
know,
feel like value is something you kind of have to demand, like respect. When you
value is
are in
demanded.
a relationship or in a job or in any kind of situation and you're giving and you're giving and you're showing up and you know, dotting your I's and crossing your T's, I can look at it from the employment aspect. And your employer or your boss decides to magnify your errors and minimize your triumphs. They
Yep.
see you the first one there, the last one to leave. You're always volunteering for projects, going over and so far beyond, over the river and through the woods beyond. We can't even find you. Where you at? Beyond
And they see, and that's what people take advantage of that value.
that part.
They take advantage of that,
That part.
and they think that because you are valuable to them in what you do, they take advantage of that, and they use it to
Oh,
the
brother,
fairy. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
that's my brother.
They use that value to nefarious means, to nefarious
Ooh.
gains. They use it they use it malevolently or
Mhm.
nefariously because they think you're valuable, and they think because now they think because you're valuable, they think you're not quote unquote nice, or that you're agreeable all the time. That they play towards that. First one in, last one out.
Mhm.
You're there,
Teach
rain, sleet, or
people here.
snow.
I think that might be what Quinn is getting at. You teach people how to treat you by how you treat you. So if you are the first
Yep.
one there, last one to leave, and you are not, you haven't established a work-life balance. You have decided that this job is my everything, not my family, not my church. I'm
Man,
here to show them that I can perform. And I put this job at this high level on the totem pole. And they're watching you act as if you're invincible, but you're not. Can we
no.
blame them when they lean on you like that?
Yep.
Because you're putting yourself out there.
You made
When you
yourself look
value
that way.
you might pull back. The value you find in you may cause you to take care of you a little bit more better.
Got to. It's no, it won't cost you. It's gonna make you. It's gonna make you because trust because your body, like you said it before, the body keeps the score of what your mind hides. Your body keeps the score when you
You
don't.
see?
Your
The
body keeps the score.
body keeps the score, honey. Quinn says when you allow people to expect of you instead of appreciate you, they continue to use you. And don't you know that sometimes the more you do, the more they will expect because you
Yeah.
always there.
And the more they
You the
go
rock,
use.
you the one that's the glue.
But then
So when you start backing up, it's like, whoa, you're changing.
then get mad when you break when your body breaks down, and
See?
you can't keep yourself up at that high level
Mhm.
anymore. And now you got to pull back. Now everybody's mad.
See? But as a black woman, or as a woman in general, I don't want to see brothers running themselves in the ground in a fruitless situation. You're showing up, you're be all that you can be. I mean, you all of that. You providing, you stepping in, you taking care of somebody else's kids, you doing all of this. And what's happening with you? What are you getting?
But
What's
you ain't
in it
all
for
you
you,
can be
brother?
to yourself.
I don't like to see that. It hurts my feelings.
You all you can be
Good
to everybody,
stand up
but you
dude. Good stand
girl.
up. Hey, stand up guy. I know some very good guys out here, but they in some real jacked up situations.
Yep.
But I wonder, and I'm gonna ask some of them one day, do you value, do you value you, sir? Do you see the valiant you? I gotta take a drink.
Just look, so do I.
Do you
Cheers.
see the value in you? Because when you show up in these situations and you allow yourself to be taken advantage of, you allow yourself to be pulled out of shape, it makes me think you don't value something ain't working in the value department. Something is lacking in the value department. Hello, Mr. Abston.
But be also being value. Just said this, Teddy, right? It requires you. It actually it asks you to be bold with yourself.
Yeah.
You can't sit there and be. You can't sit on there and be.
Yeah.
Value is something that is of a bold quality. It's not arrogance or
Mm-hmm.
anything. It just requires you to be bold with yourself and
that's
ask
what I
yourself
want
that
to
question.
see. I want to see my brothers do that with no apologies. Quinn says, my sister used to tell me, if you don't sit down, God will sit you down.
Yes,
Wisdom and discernment. So if you are putting your energy into ground that's not fruitful, take it how you want to take it. You don't win ever.
nah.
Confidence is key, Quinn.
Cause you try to plant seeds in soil that's not fruitful or they ain't been fruitful forever.
And doesn't mean that you don't think you deserve better. Is that another way of saying you have low self-esteem?
It is. In
That is
essence, it
not just
is.
a woman's thing. Low self-esteem is happening in brothers. Manly, masculine brothers is out here with low self-esteem, dressed to the nine, suited and booted, baby, popping collars.
But depressed.
Don't love and value themselves. Houston, I think we done found at least 1/3 of the problem. Yep,
Oh yeah.
or they feel undeserving. Why would you deserve a fruitful and reciprocal relationship? Why wouldn't you deserve that when you working hard every day, putting the
Well,
food on the table, going to get the food, put it on the table, cooking the food, plating the food, and you
look,
still ain't getting nothing?
to,
That ain't right.
to,
And it
it ain't.
wears on y'all. It wears on your mind. It wears on your body.
Yep.
Diseases start coming up. Mental turmoil starts coming up. This is hurting. This is hurting.
Yep.
Now I'm irritated, frustrated.
It's I could tell you that I've been a prime example of that over the years. Not
Wow.
feeling feeling that I didn't have value, but also walking around with people instilling instilling a value that they wanted from me. That wore me down. Not only mentally, but it also wore me down physically. Things hurt on me that
Yeah.
I never did expect to hurt. Like, I mean, and then walking around in despair and despondency, and just thinking like this
See?
is the
But for
end
how
all be all.
long? For how long though? How long do you stay in that? When you value yourself and you say, well, hold on a minute. Just hold on. Just hold your horses.
Yep.
Something is not right here. We got a comment here. Mr. Abson says, this is when you know life ain't fair. No matter what, it's up to you to look out for you. Yes.
Amen. Because ain't nobody
Yes.
else gonna look out for you.
Yes. Do that. Do that.
Number
It's
one.
not fair. But life ain't fair. I get that. But some stuff you can remove yourself from. Are you gonna keep
Yep.
subscribing to the unfairness? Because sometimes your silence is acceptance. You ain't
It's
saying
not,
nothing. You ain't contesting. Okay, just step on me. I'm just put your foot, put her there.
and silence is not always golden.
No, sometimes it's fatal
Very much so.
because you're
But
literally saying whatever you've been doing to me, I'm good. And
I'm,
stop saying that, brothers, when you're
I'm
not.
allowing it. I'm allowing it.
Y'all stop saying that you're good when you're not. Is it okay to be not okay, brothers? Yup.
Yep.
Yup. For real.
Is
Point
it? But
says,
it
when you learn who you are, when you look in the mirror and see you recognize who you are deserving. And that's a spiritual journey. we always use the fearfully and wonderfully made thing for women. It's the Women's Day scripture. Girl, you fearfully and wonderfully made.
Look,
It didn't just say, dear females, God fearfully and wonderfully made you. No, that's for brothers too.
girl,
That's for brothers too.
that let me tell you, you segued into my next point, baby. You segued into my next point.
Well, let's go. Let's go. Point number 3. I'm ready.
God values me.
Woo! Put me in C flat and call the organist. Baby.
Gentlemen.
Come on in here and preach, sir.
What I just said holds an incredible amount of weight. That phrase, I am fearfully and wonderfully made, is not not for just women alone.
Come on.
It is for us as well. And let me tell y'all something. Let me tell you something. God thought enough of you, thought enough about you, that he brought you into this world,
Come on here, Reverend Beatty. Come on.
To fulfill a purpose. That it is the simple fact that God values you, that brings about a tremendous amount of value.
Come on.
God thought enough about me to be able to have my mother and my father connect.
Mm-hmm.
And bring me into this world and allow me to live these 51 years.
Come on, 51.
To fulfill a purpose, not only to fulfill a purpose, but to fulfill his purpose on this planet.
Woo! You preaching.
If anybody, if no human being on this planet ever values you, understand that God values you.
My God.
He would not bring you on this, he would not bring you here if he did not value you. He wouldn't have dropped you off. God is not gonna drop you off at the bus stop.
Come on.
In the middle of rural America.
Woo!
If he felt you didn't have a purpose on this planet.
That's good.
If he didn't feel that you didn't have worth, or you weren't important, or you weren't
good. That's so good.
You didn't feel like you deserve something.
That's good.
Y'all better get this in y'all brother, gentlemen. Y'all better get this in y'all mind. As much as women say that particular phrase and things of that nature, it applies to y'all just as it applies to us just as much as it applies to them.
Yeah.
That's not separated. Yeah. That's not just for women to say. I can say the same thing. I can say, God, I am fearfully and wonderfully made, and be unabashed to say it, and be unabashed about it.
That's right. That's right.
Look, I need y'all, bro. I need y'all as men to take this particular part in. I need y'all to understand this. I need y'all to understand the importance of it.
That's good.
God ain't sent you here. God ain't sent you here just to sit here. Just to sit here and be an observer. You got a purpose on this earth. God has a plan for you.
Yeah.
And I'm not trying to be preachy or nothing like that, but I'm going by what
minister to the brothers.
I'm going by my experience, though. By my experience and what God has shown me.
My God.
God showed me that I have value on this planet.
Yes. I'm rocking now. I got the church mother rock.
And it goes beyond just this microphone and this camera.
My God.
It goes beyond just me being a father or a brother or an uncle or a nephew. It goes beyond all that. It goes well beyond all that. God saw infinite value in me. God, matter of fact, let me make this more personal. I'll make this way more personal. God saw infinite value in you, my brother.
Yes.
Infinite value in you. All these trials and tribulations that you're going through, they gonna make you stronger.
Wow. My God.
God didn't count you out, so you don't. So don't count. You should don't count yourself out.
Please don't. Please don't, brothers.
If y'all don't take away nothing from what I'm saying, from what I'm saying now, take away that. Take that away. And just like Quinn said, you have to apply what God has shown you. If you don't apply what God has shown you, then you can't progress.
Let's go back to her previous comment, if you don't mind, brother.
Cool.
It says, but ladies need to learn how to treat good men. We need to enhance, not hinder. That's an excellent point. And watch your nasty, evil mouths. All this talking to men like they sub below sea level. Stop it. Because
If
some
you
of
ain't got
these attitudes we can get, ladies, this little neck rolling and these finger popping, and I've been guilty. Check
if you
your
ain't got,
tone.
you ain't got nothing nice to say, don't say nothing.
A woman that hinders a man does not know who she is. If she
All
hinders
day.
him, disrespects him, talks that crazy, bald-headed step child talk, I have no respect for you,
All
sis.
day. All day.
Stop it. And y'all know who you are.
All day.
We got a comment from Horace Beatty Jr.
Daddy. Hey, Dad.
All right.
Thank you for
Always
tuning
value
in.
yourself and be the person you are meant to be in God's eyes. And I promise you will be all right. Come on and preach.
That's my dad
Come on
speaking.
and
Look,
preach, Reverend Beatty.
look, to kind of
Yes.
even go back to what Quint said.
Go on back. Go on back.
That's truth in that.
Absolutely.
If you as a woman don't know how to treat a good man,
Oh.
well, let's put it like this. If you as a woman, you have a good man and you mishandle that good man. I don't want to even use the word. I don't even want to use the word mishandle because when you talk about handling somebody,
Mhm.
you handle inanimate objects. You don't handle people.
Okay. Okay.
So I'll put it in this vernacular. If you ladies, if you got a good man and you mistreat this good man,
Mhm.
you in for some trouble.
And let's put in perspective that good man don't have to be your man. Okay, let me say it again. Learn how to treat good male friends, good male constituents, good male neighbors,
All
good
day.
male men, just whoever, people in your neighborhood. I get tired of seeing women just go ham on dudes for no reason. What, you in love with them and don't want to be honest about it? What is that? The way you look on social media, the way women are dogging some of these brothers, that whole reverse Kevin Samuels attitude.
Yep.
Don't do that. That's not cute, sis. It's not cute.
It ain't ladylike.
You want to be a man? You want to be a man?
It ain't ladylike.
Act like one.
It ain't ladylike.
It ain't ladylike at all. As cute as you think you are, it ain't ladylike at all. You want to be a dude.
Stop. You want to be a dude? Well, you can be a dude. Be a dude, or you be a dude by yourself.
Stop it. Be respectful. Any good man, your family, your friends, romantic interests, just be kind. Come on, Sinette. Brothers, uncles, cousins, all of that.
Cause all that neck rolling and snapping your fingers.
Right. That's so foolish to me.
What is that getting you?
That ratchet hood booger.
What is that getting you? Not getting you anywhere, really. Just saying. I'm just saying.
Gutter snipe.
Look, I put it like this. And I heard this from this lady by name of calls herself Crimson Cure. Like, look.
I've heard that name before, bro.
Yep. 2 types of ladies in this world. 2 types.
Just 2?
Well, the two types that you'll get what I mean. Okay. You'll get what I'm saying. So there are women who are lionesses. These are women who who rest in their femininity and know what they are as women. And then you got hyenas.
Why I get a whole Lion King scene in my head when you said hyenas?
Yep.
All
Hyenas.
them lioness and hyena. Let me write that down. Do tell. Continue.
Lionesses are, like I said, lionesses rest in their femininity. They know who they are as women, but they're not going to degrade or devalue a man.
Okay.
Hyenas, on the other hand, I'll put it like this: if you know the kind of if you know how hyenas are, how the animal hyena is, you can
Mhm,
kind of compare. You can readily compare how
mhm.
some women act. Now, to kind of break this down for you, hyenas are scavengers.
Mm.
Hyenas are they. So when we talk about hyenas, we talk about women who act ratchet, don't rest in their femininity, act masculine, act as if they're the gift, they're God's green gift to men, and or whatever, and anything of that nature. Hyenas are the ones that do all the I mean all the neck rolling, all that. Not everybody can, not everybody is. I don't categorize. I categorize women in that nature. It is not. It's only two things. It's only two ways. Like if you act like a hyena, then I'm gonna categorize you as such.
Now, Sinette says I'm guilty of a neck roll. I have two, Sinette. Snap, cuss, etc. Not towards men, but to those who anger her. I
That's
can
Now,
I
that,
get
that that's now that's a different thing
I
because
get that.
in most cases, if it's if it's anger directed at somebody who angered you or made you mad or upset you or made you feel sad, of
Mhm.
course,
But
that's
there are
granted.
some women who do that towards men.
Oh, all
Now
day,
I've
every
seen
day,
them do it. It's like
all
you
day,
can't
every day.
say nothing without you like, nah, yeah. You know, yeah.
And
Um,
again, a lioness's mindset is always one of a woman who rests in her femininity. A hyena's mindset is one who don't do that.
right. Quint says a woman is a man's favor. So imagine what that man is to us. We are hindering ourselves. Yes,
Girl,
indeed.
hit the nail on the head again, Q. All day, every day. All
Indeed.
day, every day. I mean, look, guys,
So we don't always have to be Sophia on Color Purple.
no, no,
We don't have to be walking down the street.
no. I mean, 'cause
I mean, I love that character. Don't get me wrong,
I mean, I do too. I mean,
but yeah, she's a little rough.
yeah,
She's a little
and,
rough.
you know, so a woman that's a lioness can be a little rough around the edges, and that's cool. But as long as she rests in her femininity. I mean,
We
a lot of
can
these guys
embrace
are saying
a
that we
little
want
grace
women to be
sometimes.
this, and that, and of course, that's what guys want. Submissive, all those things. You know, people keep thinking that submission means do as I do, everything that I say. Uh, let me clue y'all in on a little something. This
All right now.
let me just break this code real quick for y'all.
Okay, crack the code.
Submission ain't just for the woman, it's for the man
Mm.
too.
Well, you better speak good in here tonight.
Y'all said women up here hollering about submission. Well, I being submit to my man. Well, okay, that's cool, but guess what? Submission is a two-way street.
Okay.
Just as you submit to him, he submits to you, but then both of y'all submit to God.
Yes. Come on in here, brother. Come
You
on.
you can't say that you won't say so let me ask you a question, ladies. Well, some of y'all ladies. Let me ask some of y'all ladies a question.
What
You
you mean
won't
some of us? You ain't asking
some
all
of
of us?
okay, well, let's put it like this. Let me ask all of y'all this. Let me ask all y'all ladies this.
How you gonna single some of us out? The
Okay,
other
well,
ones step to
okay.
the side.
The question I'm gonna ask is all of y'all.
All of
You
us.
won't you won't submit to a man, but you will submit to a boss at a job, and you won't but you won't submit to God?
Oh. Well,
Where they
all
do that
right.
at?
Well, all right.
You won't submit to a man, but you'll submit to a boss at work. But
Mm-hmm.
and then on top of that, you halfway submit to God. What?
Well, all right now.
Come on, y'all. Come on, man.
Submission
What are we
is
doing?
respect. Yes, and
And
that's
it and it and it is. It is respect. I'm showing respect to you by submitting to you. You're showing me respect
absolutely,
by submitting to me, and we're both
absolutely.
showing respect by submitting to God.
Yes, I love that. I
How
absolutely love that.
how are you going to okay, how I'm submitting to God, but
Yeah.
you won't submit to me, but you'll submit to your boss at work.
Mm. Talk about that one.
That's a that's that's a two-way street that I don't want to go down.
Right.
Only thing I'm asking you to do is the and for a lot of us as men, and a lot of us as men, the only thing that we really want is to be respected and adored. Some of it,
Okay.
but I think that a lot. Well, and I'll say this for me: the only thing that I want as a man is to be respected and honored. Because if I'm giving those things to you, it's reciprocal.
Okay. You dropping nuggets tonight, brother.
Don't don't tell me you well. I won't submit to a man. Okay, but you submit to your boss. You submit to your boss at your job.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
then you halfway won't submit to God. What? You
Mm.
halfway you 1 foot in and 1 foot out with God. That ain't submission.
Wow.
But then but y'all ladies want to talk about submission. That's like Allen Iverson talking about practice.
Mm.
Not a game. We talk about practice.
Okay.
But y'all talk about submission and how much of a bane that is for y'all. How much of the quote unquote devil that is for y'all. And
For some, not all, but for
I
some
know for
women,
some.
that's a
And,
trouble spot for some of us.
and
But on the other side of that, a woman would like to know if I'm submitting to you, where are we going? Where are you taking me?
that's fair. That's a
Not me
fair question.
put blindfolds on and you just got me all around the world. I can't see.
That's a
I'm
fair question.
blindfolded. So it's easier to be submissive when you are clear on a vision, a direction, a focus. But when there is no vision, no direction, no focus,
That's a
then
fair question.
leave that to her imagination. Like, where are we? Are we in
Yeah,
the desert?
it's a fair question.
What's going on? But I just feel like submission becomes more comfortable and more accepting in some cases. I can't speak for every woman, but when you are clear on what that husband is doing, where and even if he's not 100% sure, he's like, well, honey, let's talk it out. Let's
Yeah,
pray first and let's ask God to give us direction for our next
yeah, for
season.
sure.
But if you out here doing whatever and
God knows
whoever,
what.
then yeah, submission may not be easy. Right.
No,
Mr. Absent says, but communication is key in a relationship. That is
it
very
is.
in any relationship, in any kind of relationship, especially one if you are in a romantic, a marriage, something that has purpose to it. If you're not communicating, I don't know where you're gonna go. Because
Eh,
even if you leave me and you decide you want to surprise me, you got to tell me how to step or I'm gonna fall.
exactly.
Honey, I want you to put this blindfold on and trust me. Okay,
Yep,
honey, tell me when to step left, step right. I don't want to fall.
yep,
If you're not saying nothing, I'm gonna get scared. Like, where am I? You ain't saying nothing, dude. Where you at? Did you leave?
yep.
Yes.
But then everybody want to throw this alpha male, beta male, alpha female. Can we can we can we please throw that concept out the window? Can we please y'all throw that out the window? Just
Mhm.
throw that crap out the I get so tired of hearing stuff like that. And I'm gonna break this down for y'all. That alpha male, alpha female, male, beta female stuff.
What does that even mean?
Do
I hear
y'all
that.
do y'all even know that that is how they classify that's the behavior of pack animals.
Okay.
wolves, hyenas,
Like hyenas. I was gonna say
wolves, hyenas, any animal that operates in the social structure of a pack. Even lions have prides, but they also have alpha, beta, alpha males, alpha males, and alpha females. Can we please throw that out the window? Because you're basing your behavior off, you're basing your mentality off the behavior of pack animals.
okay.
And it don't and it and we're human beings.
Okay.
And we don't operate like that. We don't operate like pack animals. Though we when we operate in a social structure. We do operate in a social structure. We just don't operate in that particular social structure.
Mm-hmm.
So can we please throw that out the window? Can we just toss it out the window and never let it come back? Because the next person I hear say something like that, I'm just gonna be like, look, just stop it. You talk about you an alpha male. I don't care. That designation or title, though, I'm not moved by that.
So the alpha part means what? That you're aggressive, or what does the alpha part mean?
Usually alpha, they in scientific terms, usually alpha males are the aggressive go-getters
Okay.
of the pack. You know,
Okay.
they're the ones they're the ones that are able to, you know, mate with the female with the most females and things of that nature. It's a lot of scientific thought that goes into that.
Okay. Mr.
And
Alpha says alpha means strong.
yeah, but
So an
guess what?
alpha woman, is this a strong woman
Yep.
or an overly aggressive woman?
No, alpha means strong, just like you said. Beta
Oh,
means weak or sensitive. However,
okay. Thank you for clarifying that, because I didn't know
how,
what that meant.
however, Mr. Absent, those are concepts that we as men and women need to throw out the window.
Okay.
Because the concept of alpha male, beta female, beta male, that don't mean nothing. We're just male and female.
Okay.
We all have our idiosyncrasies. We all have our quirks. That don't make us alpha nor beta. Some of
Okay.
us can do things better than the next person. Some of us can do things better than the next person, and some of us can't. And some of us can't do things better than the next person. It doesn't
Well,
matter.
in relationships, aren't there people who where one spouse is stronger, alpha,
Yeah.
in one area, where the other may not be as strong in that area, but as a team, as a collective, as one voice, one drum, one beat,
Yeah.
we good. I guess it comes to, in my opinion, if you're looking at it as a team, even if I'm not the best in that area and I got you and that's your niche,
Yeah.
you can teach me
How to
and we
do
can
it.
do this.
Look, even and I think this is something you probably relate to. Even Michael Jordan had to have teammates to
Okay.
win. Even Michael Jordan had to have teammates to win.
I ain't sporty.
I know.
Sporty at all, but I do
Okay, so
understand.
I put it like this. Even Michael Jordan had to have teammates
Yeah.
to win. So in the
Right.
years he didn't win those championships. He built, and that team they
Mhm.
built and they built and they built till they got a team that was able to compete. When they did that, they were
Mhm.
rolling. Six championships. So in order and I put it even more plain in terms. In order for us as men and women, especially black men and women, to get to a particular pinnacle,
Mhm.
we have to work as a team.
That is true.
We got to
That
work
is
as a team. Whatever I'm strong at, I'm gonna help you get strong at. Whatever I'm weak at, it's the expectation for you to help me in that weak area, and vice versa.
Mhm. Right.
You know, I did, and I think this is more of a collective thing when I talk about value. Our
Mhm.
collective value lies in each other.
Ooh. All
Our
right.
collective value lies in each other.
Mhm.
Is is what what I bring to the table. Is
Yes.
what if this goes for any type of interpersonal relationship, this business
Yeah.
relationships, romantic relationships, any type of interpersonal relationship, even the relationship that you and I and everybody else in our podcast platform have.
Mhm.
I bring something to the collective table.
Yeah.
I bring a strength. You bring a
And
strength.
then we value your strength.
Exactly. I bring
You
a strength.
bring it and then we value it.
Yep. You bring a strength, and then
Okay.
everybody collective values it. Tony
Wow.
brings a strength, we value it. Kai brings a strength, we value it. Coco brings a strength, we value it. So
Right.
everybody's collective strengths and weaknesses are valued, and
Mhm.
each one of us, while we are enhancing our strengths, we're also buttressing our weaknesses and making sure that
Mhm.
those weaknesses become strengths. And every day, even in any relationship, as you build and you build and you build, it gets to a point to where nothing can ever, nothing can get past you. Nothing would ever breach your defenses without you knowing about your defense, without you knowing about your defenses being breached. And
Right.
even when your defenses are breached, you already have a counter for it.
Mm. We got a few comments here, Mr. Beatty. That's when you need to know how to balance that part of life, a yin to a yang. He also says life is never 50-50 when you're in a relationship. Like when I'm weak, I need you to be strong. And when you're weak, I need to be strong. All
Right.
right, Mr. Abston, you
A
dropped
hundred,
it tonight.
and everybody talking about this 50-50 is 100-100.
Listen.
I'm giving you 100% of me. You giving me 100% of you. Now, if I'm only giving 100, and you giving me 80 or 75, then we got a problem.
Right.
It's
I
all
agree with that.
everybody talking about 50-50. No, it's 100-100. I can't give you half of me.
Hmm.
I can. I don't. I'm not even comfortable doing that.
Hmm.
If I'm giving you me, I'm giving you 100% of who I am.
Yeah.
For someone to not give me 100% of them, that's disingenuous and that's contemptuous and that's disrespectful.
And let me throw this out here. We're talking about value. What I'm finding in relationships when it comes to men, for many of you or for some of you, your love language is that you want to be valued. And that can show up as verbally saying, I appreciate you, honey,
Yep.
for providing for our family. I
Yep.
appreciate you for being, my mate, my life partner, taking care of uh our children. I appreciate you for what you do, for us and how you go hard for us. That's a love language. I think
Yep.
it's called words of affirmation,
Yep.
something
It
like
is. That's
that.
a love language. Love of words of affirmation.
Sometimes the brother just need to know that you care, that you see him, that you really do see how hard he's working and what he's doing. Not just
Exactly.
taking, but you're acknowledging the fact that you really do go hard for us. And I
Exactly.
want to thank you for that. And that also might mean in the whole value department, here is something for you. I want to treat you to dinner. I
Exactly.
want to take you in that bedroom and minister you into a very special way. I'm going to take you in that dang on bedroom and I'm going to minister unto you, sir,
Yes, indeed.
in a very special way. So we can show value in a few different ways, ladies. Just
Most
saying.
definitely. So
Wives.
and
Wives.
so this is so another point I want to put out here to everybody. And this is something that I think that it will probably tie into what we're going to talk about for a little further down the line
Okay.
in a future show.
Hmm.
Materialistic possessions do not determine my damn value. Why are you judging me based upon materialistic possessions? I don't.
Okay.
I don't look here.
Look here.
I don't drive a Rolls Royce. I don't got a Lamborghini. I don't own designer clothes. I don't own every pair. I don't own every pair of Jordans that were ever made. And I don't live in a fancy house.
Hmm.
So just because I don't possess one or all of those things, I'm not valuable.
Hmm. We got a comment here. Facebook user, I don't see your name. So if you can tell us who you are, but your comment says you have to value yourself before you can value someone else or allow someone to value you. You have to know what value is also. Absolutely, Facebook
Yep.
user.
Indeed.
Absolutely.
If you are going to look at, if you value my pockets before you value me as a person, something is wrong.
Ooh, baby.
If you
Let's
value if
see.
you value the number of zeros in my bank account before you value me as a person, something is wrong.
True.
And gentlemen, I'm gonna pull the reverse Uno card on you.
The coupon queens that should hear you.
And brothers,
Oh,
gentlemen, I'm gonna plug down this reverse Uno card on you.
reverse, reverse.
You, gentlemen, your value should not be in you should not put your value in material possessions because they don't define or make you.
Okay.
Of course, you may have a house sitting on the hills in California, overlooking the cliff. Cool. Overlooking the cliff face. Cool. You may have a Lamborghini and all that stuff, or a Rolls Royce, or you may
I
have
need
a foreign
no
car.
Lamborghini. Can't no grown person fold themselves up in no dang on Lamborghini. What are you, a
Hey,
napkin?
hey, Ferrari, whatever, or foreign car. How about that? Let's call it foreign car.
Little bitty cars.
Yep. You may have all this jewelry, all this gold chains, and
Yeah, baby.
you may own designer clothes, or you may
Hammer
own every
time,
pair of
hammer
Jordans,
time.
every pair of Jordans that's been made. But does that what is your value? What is your value when you take all that stuff off? What is your value when you are stripped of all of that?
Ooh, come on with it tonight.
What is your value when you're stripped of all of that? Do you even have a value if you're stripped of all of that? Because if you're thinking that it's the clothes, it's the bank account, it's the cars, it's the houses, it's the prestige and the money and the Buff Bagwell body you got, bruh. Stop, just stop. Because
Ooh.
let me tell you something. When you get stripped down to all of that stuff,
Listen, you can't
it's
take
just
none of that to heaven or hell. That's
thank
right,
you.
Abstin. You can't. Some of y'all will put stuff in people's caskets. Can I tell you, it ain't going to the gate.
It
Neither one
sure
of
ain't.
them.
It ain't
It's
pass
not.
and go.
Just not. Y'all done put everything in these folks' caskets, and it's just weighting it down and going deeper into the ozone layer. It don't make it to the gate.
Nope. When you are stripped down of all that stuff,
Listen,
it's just you.
you came in here naked.
You gonna leave naked.
Ooh-wee.
Where you gonna leave with some clothes on, but at the end of the day, you look, you may have come into this world naked, but if you allow life to do it, you gonna leave the same way. But when you strip down all that stuff,
Ooh-wee.
what are you underneath all of that? Underneath all that veneer? Who's the
Ooh.
person underneath all that
Who are
veneer?
you at your core? Come on. Come on.
What type of guy are you? What type of what value system what
What are
type of
you?
values do you have?
I love it. Do you even know what your values are? That's good.
Because if you out here chasing all that,
Whoo.
you could chase all you could chase could chase material possessions and still be unhappy.
And that's why some of these celebrities who have all the money at their disposal can go anywhere, eat anything, do anybody that they want, and it's never enough. It's never enough. Sinette
Right.
says we make companies rich by buying those marked up things. Yes, we do.
Yep.
Mr. Abson says, and you better be humble now because if God humble you,
Boo!
ooh-wee.
It's going to be bad. It's going to be bad.
I don't know if you
It's
want
going it's,
God to have to do
it's going to
that,
be
but he
bad.
will.
But look
Won't he
here, man.
will?
Look, it's going to be bad if God humbles you. It's
Wow.
going to be real bad and going to be bad to the point that you might not recover from that.
Yes, Tracy, there are people who have everything. You can look at them on social media and think, what are they upset about? You have
Yep.
everything you can possibly want, but they're still not happy because there's still stuff inside of them that they're dealing with that money can't buy everything.
Right. Right.
It
So
not everything.
Right. Oh, I get you, sis. I get you. But
Woo-wee.
I know you got to get up out of here. We actually are gonna get up out of here. But first and foremost, sis, I enjoyed you being here, man. I
Oh, this
enjoyed
is good. I mean,
I
man,
enjoy you coming here for us to come in here and build. I still got a few more of these
part
value
two.
things. Yep, go be a part two. Value things that I got that I want to put out to y'all, man, because I'm just touching the surface.
This
Just
is
touching
good
the
stuff.
surface. Because value and values are important as us for men. And
Yeah.
if we don't recognize what our value is, we'll be forever walking around here lost.
And I don't want that. I don't want that for my brothers.
To walk around here lost is not a good thing, y'all. I
No,
promise you, it's not.
no, it's not.
So on that particular note, look here, sis. I'm gonna
Bye,
give you
Mr.
this.
Ashton.
Oh my God,
Thank you for joining us, sir.
he said my sugar look. Well, look,
Facebook user says, "Do you value the person that you are in a relationship with?"
you
Mm,
should.
you should. That you should
If you
value each other.
if you don't, it's a problem.
But
But
here's the thing: I could value a person, but I could also realize that we shouldn't be in a relationship at all.
exactly,
But I can still value them. It doesn't
Yep,
mean that I made the right choice or they
exactly,
made the right choice.
exactly.
I can value myself enough to know when it's time for me to exit stage left.
Look here,
Yes.
heaven's
That's
a
value too.
Murgatroyds.
That's value too.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. But since I so enjoyed you coming on so we can build because every time we build
You know how we do, bro. You know what we do.
we build. So I'm gonna give
This
you
is
this chance to
good.
let everybody know who you are and what you got coming up. So go ahead, you got it.
Wow. Well, first of all, thank you for having me tonight, brother. For
Welcome.
those who do not know, I am the host of Critical Conversations, also Power Hour and Girl Chat Weekly. We normally do Power Hour on Monday, but we are doing it tomorrow at 12 noon. And my guest is Debracia Tony Hale. She is a businesswoman, a mom, a motivational speaker, an author, real estate tycoon. She has so many hats she wears, and she is going to be our Power Hour guest for tomorrow. I would love to have you in the live chat. And then tomorrow night, I can't tell you what time yet, but tomorrow night, Girl Chat is going to be a little later than normal. I got a engagement, but we're going to come on and talk about all things women, 60 minutes of all things us girls, our health, our wealth, relationships, business, um, menopause, all of that, the things that
Ooh.
we are enduring and going through as women, so we can understand life in the woman's lane and pray for each other and be there for each other. So I'm looking forward to that. Yes, Man Cave Conversations. Thank you, Mr. Abston. Brothers, I need you to follow that page today. That is the safe space that Mr. Beatty has created just for y'all. Thank you, Brother Andrew. I really thank you for being here. All of you are just amazing. This was an amazing, amazing show. And I really want you all to go over to YouTube and follow Trailblazers with a Z and subscribe to Critical Conversations with LHG. Help us to get our YouTube subscriptions up. Thank you, Tracy. Love you, sister. Thank you, Sinette, and everyone who came through. So that's what's going on with me. My main show is on Saturday at 5 p.m. Eastern time. We are this Saturday, we are tackling too many rides and not enough language. The Bible says, spare the rod
Ooh.
for the child. But some of y'all riding and y'all ain't talking. You're not training them, but you're beating them. So we're going to talk about the psychological effects of corporate punishment in terms of with your children. You know, I'm not saying don't spank them. I'm not saying don't punish, but when you don't balance it with conversation and nurture and cultivating them to be better and learn, then you're just abusing them. I'm just gonna put it to you like that. So that's
Right.
this Saturday at 5 p.m.
Look. So Look here, LSG, I love you to life. I love you to live, and I
Love you too,
appreciate you
bro.
being here.
Thank you.
Appreciate you being here tonight. Um, one of the things I believe everybody with is this. So we all know 2024 is a new year.
Mhm.
However, new year, same me.
All right, come on.
New year, same me. Why
That's
do
a
I say
whole
that?
series.
Why do I say that? And what makes this iteration to be different from
Wow.
last year?
Wow.
Well, number one, you know what? I'll make this more personal to everybody that I'm talking to. What makes this iteration of you different from last year? Well, number one, you have to embrace a different thought process.
Mm.
We got to employ a different way of how we operate.
Okay.
We got to develop a different way of doing things. Instead of leaving last year behind, how about we readily apply the lessons that last year taught us?
Ooh. You better preach tonight. You on the road, Reverend Beatty.
How about we openly embrace the possibilities that lie before us?
Ooh.
How about we continue to show gratitude through good and bad?
Wow.
How about we continue to show up for those we care about and continue to show up for ourselves? Last but not least, continue to show humility.
Yes.
Now, for me, and I'm saying this for me only, some things I'm talking about, even though the year is new,
Mm-hmm.
even though the year is new, the things that I'm doing are not.
Mm. All
And
right.
they appear nuanced to some, though it may appear nuanced to some, it isn't for those that know me or for those that truly know me. So I believe y'all with that to grow on. I want y'all to think about that as we move through this new year and as we progress through this new year. Think about the things that I just mentioned. And don't forget, it's gonna be a part two to this, y'all. It's gonna be a part two. Just you wait. I got more things I want to throw at y'all. Want y'all to understand. First of all, I appreciate y'all for being here tonight. I love y'all to life. I love y'all to live. And we gonna let y'all go, man. We love y'all, but I'm gonna leave y'all with this video. And I think it sums up a lot of what I've talked, not a lot of what I've talked about, but a lot of what a lot of us as men do go through on a daily basis. It's a track I made called Crossroads, and I want y'all to really understand the things that are in the video, because a lot of these play into the choices that we as men make. So I love y'all. We gonna get up out of here.
Thank
Y'all be
you,
good. Y'all
Facebook.
be easy. Peace.
Bro, where we go?
What's up?
Bro,
What's up?
how do people become sponsors and advertising sponsors?
Okay, look here, y'all. My bad. I forgot about that. How lax of me. Look, if you want to become a spot, if you want to advertise with us, please let me know. Hit me up via email at Trailblazer Radio, Trailblazer with a Z, radio at gmail.com. Or I want to tell y'all this right now. You guys can call us. We have a new telephone number, toll
Woo!
free number, y'all. So you guys can call us at 1-866-252-9374. That is 1-866 Blaze 4. Hit us.
Woo! Oh,
You want
Blaze.
leave you hit us up, leave a message. If you want to advertise with us, if you want to become a guest with us, man, by all means, hit us up either via email or via our toll-free number. We would love to hear from you and love to talk to you. Um,
Yes.
I am working on advertising packages that can fit any budget. And once I get those finalized, I will most definitely put those out for everybody to take a look and take a look see and see what and take a look see and see what fits for you. We could do. If you guys want us to just give you a shout out, we could do that. If you guys want us to play a video that you guys create, we could do that. Or whatever you guys want us to do. I'm pretty sure that we can come up with something that'll fit your needs.
Yes.
And with that being said, now we finna roll up out of here, man. I want you guys to have a beautiful and prosperous Monday, but I also want you guys to also have a beautiful and prosperous Tuesday as well. I love y'all. We love y'all. And we will see y'all again on the next one. Matter of fact, please, y'all make sure y'all tune in tomorrow for Girl Chat Weekly. And then make sure y'all tune in again for Critical Conversations tomorrow. It's a double header for y'all. Make sure y'all tune in. Meet my sister in the chat.
Meet me in the chat.
Love y'all, man. We love y'all. Y'all have a great day. Y'all have a great Monday, and y'all have a very prosperous Tuesday. Peace.